Going on YouTube? Hey, it's Muddy back at you. Got something I want to talk about today. Not duck call, not hunting, but it does have something to do with what you're hunting with. That's your Polaris Ranger if you have one. If you don't, pretty fortunate not to have to go through what we went through trying to get this prop shaft off. So you see this little deal right here? This is what's giving everybody hell when you go to work on these prop shafts on these Polaris Rangers. That right there is a 900 crew cab. So that prop shaft, man, as you can see, it starts from right there and it goes all the way to the back. So this one right here is pretty damn long. I don't know, 8 foot, a little more than that. But anyway, I just want to give you a tip on how to get this thing out. Man, it took me, I'm not gonna lie to you, it took me every bit of 3 hours just to figure it out on how to get the thing out. I mean, you can see it right there. You rotate that shaft around until you get to where you can hammer on it. But then the problem is hammering on it. So there's a few things you can do. You can put a little heat to it, but be careful to put some heat to it. You don't want to heat up the seals or heat up any wires that's under there, and that'll tap it out, help you tap it out. But I'm going to show you a little rig that I put together. And when I put that thing together, man, I hit that thing, and within 5 minutes, well, honestly, way less than that, it was out of there. It seemed like, 5 minutes or so, but anyway, it was out of there. So I'm here at the ranch, and I'm getting ready to work on the skag now. Got to do a little stuff to my skag. Worked on my Polaris this morning. A little bit of maintenance stuff going on right now. That's just the way it is when you're out here on the ranch. And you find yourself by yourself all the time until hunt season come in, and all of a sudden, man, all your friends pop up. Anyway, we're gonna talk about this right here. This little pin that goes in that prop shaft. All right, here we go. So here's what I rigged up. I have this deal, this little black thing now. Pay attention to that right there. Black thing, this is something I went over there at Home Depot, and I got that. This is what they use, these little spikes. You use a tile if you're gonna do some concrete work or something. You can tile off your line, make your perimeter or whatever. You can use it for whatever else, but I know I've seen that done for using this. You can use these actually marking stakes as well. I got some on the back property way back there in the back 40, at the edge where my neighbor meets and my property meets. I stake it in the ground, forevermore. But anyway, I got that. And then you got to have a sacrificial socket. All right, don't expect to get that socket back once you put it on here. This rig right here, I'm gonna keep it because I may have to do this later on down the line, or I might have to do this for a friend. So anyway, this socket that's on here that fits on this particular one is a 13/22. So you go with a 22 on that, and just hammer that thing down on top of this, okay? And then you see the part where your actually your wrench goes. That's what you're gonna use to hold your punch set. You pick you out a punch. All right, and you put your punch in there. Look at that, guys. Voila. That is the key right there. Now, let's go over here to the Polaris. So now, I'll put that thing off in there. Okay, let's say if that was a punch pin right there, I'll put it right there. And look where I am. I'm outside of the Polaris, man. Right here where I can hammer that thing real good and hard. All right, now, that's my extension. Basically, I created an extension. So now, I'm gonna tell you one more tip before I go. When you're hammering, okay, you have to hammer as if you're an air hammer. You don't want to pow, pow. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that because that ain't gonna get it. You got to hammer that thing. You got to hammer like tap, 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 tap. Consistent blows, pop, 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 pop. And just keep hitting that thing. You're gonna see it drive out, man. You're gonna feel it drive out. And just hit that thing till it come on out. Don't stop. Air hammer, if you had it, It does not stop its rhythm until it's done. All right, so you have to pretend like your air hammer. You just can't hit it and hit it and hit it. Okay, you can't do that. It ain't gonna work. You gotta give it consistent blows. I think it's something about when that pen is moving, okay? If you consistently keep it moving, the friction in there can't settle and it just keeps going, all right? So that's my tip for this. Create yourself an extension, and when you hammer like as if you're an air hammer. And I guarantee you, fellas, you're gonna get that thing out your Polaris. Anyway, I got work to do. I'll try to create another video for you guys out here on the ranch. But hey, it is what it is. Appreciate you watching.